Hey everyone, Once Bitten here with Game 4 of Guerrilla Quest 2014, My Bretonnians versus the Warriors of Chaos Army. So I'm at Table 1. My opponent, I know, has been in Table 1 for at least Game 3 and Game 4. I don't know if he was on there before then. So he's having a lot of success against some very tough opponents. And yeah, I want you to appreciate that this is, obviously for both of us, this is the fourth game of the same day. So it is Saturday evening, and we're all just a little slap happy from having so much going on in one day. So anyway, overall the board looks like that. I don't have his list, and I emailed him, asked for it, and I waited a day or two, and I just can't wait anymore. On the far right, he's got a Great Bale Taurus. I don't know if he has upgrades or not. He's got a Slaanesh Chariot, Slaanesh Fast Cav, another Slaanesh Chariot. I could be wrong on the Slaanesh part on one of the chariots, but I think that's pretty close to it. A unit of dogs, 3 Skull Crushers. He's got a Lord level character with a great weapon and a 3-up ward save on a disc. I don't know what else. I don't remember what else he has, but I do remember that. Then he's got a unit of, well, I assume those are harpies. I guess it could be furies, whatever, harpies, and they have, I think they're harpies with the Killing Blow rule from the Storm of Magic. Behind him, he's got a unit of I don't know the mark, but Chaos Warriors. It looks like a big unit, or at least a mid-sized unit, but it's really not even that because it just has a bunch of characters in there. Front row right, he's got a spellcaster that is mounted, and that guy has Lore of Death. Behind him is a spellcaster. I think he has Lore of Beasts, and then second rank on the far left, he has a Battle Standard Bearer. So facing him, his list for me, I found really odd, and I'll tell you up front that I think I made loads of mistakes this game. But one thing that was difficult for me is I didn't fear his Skull Crushers. I didn't feel his unit of Chaos Warriors, even with the characters. I didn't fear them. I felt that I could probably handle them. But the problem is everything else. It was so mobile that it's like I just don't know how to even get in with anything, how to nail it down. So my thinking was just maybe kind of ignore it and go after the points I can get and just see what happens, because he's going to have to come to me at some point anyway, maybe. So tell you what, I'll go back up. So I've got the fast Knight of the Realm unit on the left, and they've got the Paladin in there that gives them that Great Bale Taurus, Trebuchet. Then I've got my Standard of Discipline with my BSB, my General, and my challenging Paladin, and in the second rank I've got my level 4 Heavens, and then on the far right I've got the Flaming Banner one, and then you can see the Peg Knights up there. So big mistake number one, I put the Paladins up with an easy charge range of his chariots. To me it didn't look easy. There was movement 8 instead of 7, so that affects it a little bit, but really by and large it was just sloppy. I didn't need them that far up. I was really just trying to just play with them a little bit with my Vanguard, and giving them easy charges was just dumb. That's just mistake number one. I may not even count the mistakes in this game. So my opponent goes first, and he makes both of the charges with his chariots. Not just one, both. Very, very frustrating. Otherwise, yeah, you can see it on the left. He's got 2 flying units on the left. On the right, he's got a Bale Taurus flying around my flank. He's just flying all around me and keeping the units that I can nail down way back in the top left corner of this picture. The one good thing with the flyers is I do have the Falcon Horn, which means for one turn my opponent can't fly. So I know that. I'm thinking about it. I'm just not sure when exactly to use it. So there's that. That's very frustrating. Afterwards, one chariot gets an overrun into my knight unit. The other one I think he just reformed with. And this one has Flaming Sword. So the one I said was Beast, he must have been Lore of Fire. So anyway, he has Flaming Sword +1 to wound on this guy. That's not great. Let's see, he got Purple Sun off, and it went a full, I think 8 inches, maybe 10. Anyway, on my leftmost unit, it killed a couple knights. We go to Bretonnia turn 1. So I don't know what I'm doing here. I brought my general out of the unit where he was at, because I figured the general, I would like him to deal with this other chariot. And the other chariot I think is going to go after my trebuchet. It's probably going to kill it and run off the board. but if it joined in the other combat, I wanted my general to be able to charge in there. So I brought him out of the units at the very far back. I feel he's safe from any long-range threats my opponent's has. I've got a chariot to deal with. I've got a great Bale Taurus. Either way, I kind of like that. My other units, I presume I moved them up as little as I did because I wanted to keep my lines together. I felt that I had time. I had a good chance with this chariot. Even though it was charging in, I had a decent chance of beating it through combat res, if not this turn, the next. And over here, I moved my Great Bale Taurus, and I sounded the Falcon Horn. So my thinking was, on his next turn, there's nothing he can do to keep me from charging my Great Bale Taurus into his Lord on the disc. It's going to be tough to kill him. He has a 3-up ward. I hate that. I hate a 3-up ward. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we're just not used to it, right? I mean, everything's 4-up, and 4-up is bad enough. But if I can even just do 1 or 2 wounds, that really weakens the guy. And I don't know. This tournament, I've just been really cavalier with my Taurus. One thing I didn't do that in hindsight I should have done is laid a flame template down over those harpies, because why not? But I think I would throw that into that combat as well, because you never know when a wound might sneak through and make all the difference in the world. And so there's that. One mistake I made here was I probably should have angled my general a little bit so that if he charged my trebuchet and overran but didn't get off the board, I could still see him. So I didn't really position him that well. That's par for the course. I got some spell off, and otherwise, I think I won combat, but he's stuck. So we go to Warriors Chaos turn 2. So on the right hand side, the other chariot went into trebuchet like I thought he would. His Great Bale Taurus is off to the right. He couldn't fly, remember, so he's just out there just biding his time. You see this big empty space in the middle of the table. He's just backing up with his chaff. He's keeping his ground units in the top left way far away from everything. Yeah, there's that. And I don't think he could even march with these. He couldn't fly and he couldn't march, but they could still move 5 inches. So they just moved around my Bale Taurus. And yeah, so I'm excited to charge his. It's not his general, but his Lord level character. And then I get Spirit Leeched and died. So I think at this point I've already used my scroll. I don't know if he irresistible force. I don't know. Who the hell knows? He killed the guy with the Spirit Leech. After combat, yeah, his chariot ended up doing some wounds to my knight unit, but at the end of the day, we had so much combat res we broke him and ran him down. And that was on my opponent's turn, which normally is great. It means I can move on my turn, so 2 movements in a row, but he really doesn't have a whole lot for me to charge or anything. Over here, his chariot beat the trebuchet and ran off the board. So, Bretonnia turn 2. So one huge mistake I made, I was playing really cavalier. I felt that the game was moving slowly, and so a lot of times on my turn I just moved quick and just way too quickly. So the general, I positioned him so that when his chariot came on the board, he couldn't get out of my line of sight, and I would charge him. Well, I didn't take into account that he came on the board with the back of his base to the table edge, and then he could move his 8 inches, and he is able to move on the board, move 8 inches, rotate, and get out of my line of sight. And all I had to do was just rotate him a little bit to the left. It didn't cost me anything on the right. It just, mistakes like that really bother me. Otherwise, I moved my knights up. The knight unit on the right moved up very aggressively because he can charge me with chaff, but couldn't charge me anything else. So I liked my odds there. The other guys, I don't know if I moved them up as much as I could or moved them up enough that I just didn't want to get charged by his Skull Crushers or his Chaos Warrior unit. My guess is the Skull Crushers had a pretty far reach, and that's what I was trying to make sure he didn't get an easy charge. My Trebuchet aims, and I don't know if I aimed for his Chaos Warrior unit or Skull Crushers. Either way, it either hit or scattered off and killed Skull Crushers, so that's nice. It makes them more manageable. And that was Bretonnian turn 2. Now we're at Bretonnian turn 3. So basically there was a Warrior's turn 3, and I forgot to take pictures. But basically his Harpies charged my Trebuchet, they killed it, and they reformed such as you can see. You can see brought his chariot on, totally safe from my guy. I'm to this even now. It's been a week. I'm still angry about that. Yeah, he took his 2 remaining Skull Crushers, reformed them, and just started moving away behind his lines. Just going to run with them. On my turn, I'm not sure what happened. You see the paladin who's out in the middle of nowhere. That's my challenging paladin. I think he charged the dogs. The dogs fled and landed right in front of his skull crushers. So my other unit, I don't know why they wouldn't charge. Anyway, basically, I think I wanted to make sure I didn't have a failed charge, so I just moved them around. I just don't remember. Anyway, I think my paladin had a failed charge, which is why he's sitting out there in the middle of nowhere. I think. Or he charged the dogs, they fled, they landed right there, he caught them, reformed, and the other unit, the night unit, I didn't charge because I didn't want to get a failed charge, and they just moved up so that next time I felt that he couldn't get away from me. That's probably what happened. Who the heck knows? It's been a week. So we go to Warriors turn 4. Yes, his Skull Crushers are running towards the left table edge. His Chaos Warriors enter the building. That sucks for me. I have no way of dealing with Warriors in a building, even if he has 6 of them left. I have no way of dealing with it. Trebuchets can deal with it, but they're both dead. Yeah, so on the right, his movement 8 can't march chariot is totally running circles on my general. So he's lined up so he can maybe help out, but my general can't quite see him. My general can't get charged by a chariot or I'll die. If the harpies charge him, it's scary because they have killing blow. So I might be willing to risk it, but it's kind of scary. And meanwhile, he triple charges. I think he charged my paladin with his BSB. His BSB left the warrior unit. I fled. He used his other units to charge it, push that guy around. I think his fast cav eventually caught him. But he's got a triple charge with his Great Bale Taurus, his Lord level character on a disc, and his Battle Standard Bearer all into this unit. I'm going to be steadfast for a long time, but I'm not going to win combat. He's got a charge, a flank, a banner, and he's just going to, he's going to do wounds. He's got a lot of high strength attacks. So that's the way you do it, folks. You gang up on a knight unit. Now, he has it such that my knight unit in the lower left-hand corner can't see his lord. They can see his Battle Standard Bearer, but I'm in his front, and I can't touch his front. So it's very frustrating. I've got a unit that can't do a whole lot to help out. A mistake he made is before he put his Chaos Warriors in the building, he brought his general out. His general is on horse at the very top, just barely to the left of middle in this picture. And my knight unit can see him, and they can charge straight ahead, wheel, and hit him. Top middle, he has his Lore of Death spellcaster out there, so he's going to cast Purple Sun on my knights up there. Yeah, there's his Skull Crushers. Yeah, they're frenzied, and I'm putting quotation marks around that. They're running in the corner, and I think now he just has his Chaos Warriors, and I think there's just his Lore of Fire guy in there. After combat, yeah, he doesn't kill too many. He kills, I think, 4, whatever it was. I'd have to look at the picture. I'm steadfast, I stick, but the problem is my generals. So if my general could just come in support, that would be fantastic. But my general's held at bay because the chariot's there, and the chariot's there because, like an idiot, I just didn't position my guy correctly. So Bretonnia turn 4. I charge his general. The other unit charges his Skull Crushers and fails the charge. My general, I made another big mistake. My general's at the very lower right, so because I couldn't make the charge, I didn't want to be in front of the chariot. Then, for some reason, I got all worried about the harpies. Oh no, they're going to charge me and get killing blow on my lord. So I take my lord out of the freaking game. He's in the lower right because I'm an idiot. There's that. That should be positive. I should win that. There's the failed charge. That's more than a little frustrating. And after combat, yeah, his general dies, which is huge. It's a lot of points. It's a great morale booster for me. My knights are in an awkward position, but that's Bretonnia for you. The other unit is still alive, still steadfast. I'm happy about that. But now my level 4 is definitely going to die, and I'm probably not going to be steadfast very much longer. Go to Warriors of Chaos, turn 5. Yeah, his chariot comes up a little bit. Harpies are now just playing with my general because I've been acting like a coward. His Chaos Warriors leave the building, and his Skull Crusher in the top left are sitting at the very edge of the table. Yeah. So he casts Purple Sun. I want you to just say he casts Purple Sun isn't really that big of a deal. Like, oh, that's going to happen sometimes. I want you to appreciate that we roll for the magic phase. He rolls Snake Eyes, and I'm thinking, fantastic. There's nothing he can cast that I'm worried about if he only has Snake Eyes. he channels 2 dice, and he gets one. So now he has 3 dice, and he casts Purple Sun with 3 dice, and it goes. And totally annihilates those 2 units. After combat, amazingly, I'm still steadfast. So we go to Bretonnia turn 5. My general charges his chariot. He flees. My general's just sitting there doing squat for the game. He's bringing his fast cav on the right, try to get my deployment zone, because if you have a core unit in deployment zone, you get some extra scenario objectives. Otherwise, the top middle, I just reform my knights. Those knights now, even if I could have charged Skull Crushers, I wasn't going to win that. So just, yeah. After combat, yeah, he just obliterates, kills my unit to a man, and then just reforms so he can do his multi-charge next turn. Very well played by my opponent. So Warriors turn 6, he multi-charges. His Harpies charge my general. Yeah, there's that. So I'm kind of thinking he won't absolutely kill everybody, and I have a decent, maybe a chance of being steadfast. Yeah, no. So he breaks the unit on the right. I wasn't steadfast. Overruns to the next unit, easily kills them. Yeah, so my general, his guys charge in there. They don't roll a 6 to wounds. They don't get killing blow on me. They break from combat, and I turn. You can't really see it in this picture, but basically I can see his fast cav and can charge then, just getting some points for me and keep my opponent from getting those objective points. And yeah, that's at the end. Oh my gosh, what a frustrating game. A very well played game by my opponent. Doing this battle report is painful for me because I just see mistake after mistake after mistake. The dice weren't all that bad. You know, the dice are dice. It wasn't really that big. My opponent played a very thoughtful game. You know, really thinking about all his decisions and playing it carefully. And I think I was doing the opposite. I was playing very intuitively and just slapping things around, and it just So anyway, I got 5 points out of the game. I don't know how many my opponent got. My guess is he got at least 16 for the game, and so he probably had maybe 18 total. I just don't know. He ended up taking 5th place in battle points and 4th place overall, so he had a very good tournament. Yeah, so this sent me from table 1 back down to table 4, which is still very respectable, and just not a great way to end the day. But actually, it was a fun game. It was the kind of game where I think when you have these in practice, it helps you play with more finesse. And I think not being familiar with this type of list, not having practiced against it recently, certainly didn't do me any favors. But that was it for Game 4. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey everyone, Once Bitten here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. As you know, YouTube has several functions you can use to interact with videos such as this. You can like the video, you can leave a comment, you can favorite the video. I want you to know that I appreciate it when you do things like that. It feels much more interactive than simply me talking to a screen. So if you're willing to do so, please like, comment, and favorite the videos. Subscribe to the channel if you want, and you certainly are welcome to share this video on your blog or other websites if you are so inclined. Again, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.